ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां व्यासशंकरमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। So we are now looking into Durga Suktam. So in the previous class we finished up to mantra number 1 and 2. So as I mentioned in the previous class, even though the word Durga Suktam is mentioned, out of there are about 6 to 7 verses are only for Agni Devata. And there are 2 or 3 verses referred to as Durga. So the word Durga itself means not easily accessible. That means a person cannot easily achieve or get the blessings of Devi without any, it's difficult to get it. It's impossible to reach it, and you need a lot of Shraddha, commitment and Upasanam to get the Shakti's blessing. So the Shakti Upasanam is supposed to be very stringent and very arduous process. One has to be very committed. So the word, that's why Durgai, Durg means fort, so impenetrable fort. So Durga, when you say that fort which is impenetrable, or so once you are inside the fort or inside the once you are actually inside the comfort of Devi, then you are protected. Just in the olden days, the king, all they had all the forts. The fort used to be the resort for the people to go and hide, or when so it will have food, well, it will have all the facilities. You can just live like a normal city. So huge fort and huge number of courtyard facilities were there for people to, and it was well stocked in the olden days. So that's why once you are inside that, you are protected. So we saw the meaning of the word Jata Veda say. So the word Jata Veda itself means Agni. So I'll repeat this mantra, then we go to the next one. Okay. Om Jata Vedase, Om Jata Vedase, Sunavama, Soma Marati Yato, Sunavama, Soma Marati Yato, Nidahati Vedaha, Nidahati Vedaha. Om Jata Vedase, Sunavama, Soma Marati Yato, Nidahati Vedaha. Sanaf Parshadati Durghani Vishwa Naveva Sindhum Duritat Yagnihi Tam Agnivarnam Tapasa Jwalanti Vairochanim Karma Paleshu Jushtaam Durga Devi Ghum Sharanamaham Prapadhye Sutarasitarase Namaha. So until this, we saw in the previous class. The recording also is there in the YouTube channel. So in case you have missed the last class, you can revisit at your own convenient time. So today we are going to look at next mantras. Agne Tvam Paraya Navyo, Agne Tvam Paraya Navyo, Asman Swasti swastibhirati asman swastibhirati durghani vishwa Agne tvam parayanavyo asman swastibhirati durghani vishwa Puscha prithvi bahulana urvi bhava Puscha prithvi bahulana urvi bhava Tokaya tanayaya sanyoho Puscha prithvi bahulana urvi bhava Tokaya tanayaya sanyoho Vishwanino Vishwanino Durgaha Vishwanino Durgaha Jataveta Sindhum Jataveta Sindhum Nanava Duritadi Barshi Agne Atrivan Agne Atrivan Manasa Grinano Smakam Grinano Smakam Bodhyavita Tanuna. So that is the second section. So when you chant, I chant slowly, but when you chant, you can chant at a particular pace. Agne tvam parayanabhyo asman swastibhirati durghani vishwa Puscha prithvi bahulana urvi bhava tokaya tanaya yashanyoho Vishwanino durgaha jataveta sindhum nanava duritadi parshi Agne atrivan manasa grinano smakham bhaktividata nuna. So that's the chanting. You can also chant slowly also, but we will look at each and every line from here. So as I told you, Agni. So He Agni He. So Agni, when you say He Agni Devata. So He Agni. Tvam, you, right? You are what? Navyaha, Navyo. So Navyaha means that which is to be praised. So Navyaha means that which is to be praised. Or worthy of praise. He Agne Navyaha. And you, Tvam. Then Parayaha. So Paraya means what? You take me across. So Agni here is worshipped as the one who can take a person across. Across where? So across from ignorance to jnana, from darkness to light, from samsara to mukti. So the prayer is always for freedom and for protection, so that you get protected. So Agni Devata is supposed to be the one who gives protection, because the Devata takes our oblations. See, in the olden days, in the Purusha Suktam, when we had a look at the meaning, we saw that the Devas didn't have any rituals to do, any ingredients to do. There was nothing was available here in this universe. When the beginning started, creation was there. So everything was manasikam, everything was mental. So they offered Purusha also mentally into the fire, Yajna. So all the mantras were chanted, or where the Purusha also came mentally. The mantras were given orally to the Devatas, Rishis were chanting. So all of them are oral. So Agni Devata was just not doing anything there. Agni Devata was just, one of the Devatas receiving the oblations. But as time passed, as the Kali Yuga came and so many yugas came, when a particular method was not possible, the rituals were given to us. Because he said, you cannot do this anymore. So the rituals were given for the Manushya to do the karmas to make them pure, or to do the karmas are done for what? For purity. So you do the karmas for your antakarana shuddhi, for getting yourself ready for jnana. So the karmas were given means along with that the ingredients has to be given. The vadhyar also has to come. So all of them were created. So the ingredients, the priests, the rituals, the mantras, method, all of them are created for the human beings to perform. They say that you do the rituals and then you flourish. Correct. So when the rituals are being done, there is a possibility of the oblation not being offered correctly. And the devatas will not accept something which is not offered correctly. So the Agni Devata came down. So Indra said, see, all these devatas are waiting for oblations and they live upon, because of our offerings to them. So Agni Devata said, okay, I will become the transporter. So the transporter is called Havya Vahana. So Agni is called Havya Vahana. So Havyam means Havis or offering, and Vahanam means a transport. So Agni became the intermediary by which the oblations were given to the Devatas. So that's why you see that we do not have any, in Indian culture, we do not accept any ritual without Agni Karma. See, in the Arya Samadhis, etc., they do not have Agni Karma, they do not have some things. But in Christianity also there is no Agni Karma, or in other cultures we don't. But in our culture, Agni is very important. In fact, Shastram says that Agni is so important that when a person gets married, the Agni which is kindled, or the Agni which is given, actually done for the marriage, is taken home and it is burnt all the time. It's actually burning all the time, 3 times. So he has to do the karma 3 times a day, offering rituals. So the Agni will never get burnt, because even at night 7:30 also, if that's the Agni karma, it will still be smoldering. Next day morning again at 4 o'clock, 4:30, he'll get up and start doing Agni karmas. Again in the afternoon, he will do Agni karmas. So that will continue for a very long time. So they are called Agnihotris. So Agnihotra means the people who have been given the power by their father. So the father should have been Agnihotri before, then only the son can become Agnihotri. You cannot suddenly take up somebody saying that I want to become Agnihotri. No. You would have been an Agnihotri because you have been given the Diksha by the father. And the father should have been Agnihotri in his lifetime. So it is a tradition. And because we are not eligible for that, so that particular ritual is not there. I mean, we cannot follow. No, in fact, there are hardly anybody in this. There are only count for a few people are there. I think there is some in India. They are trying to revive this culture of having a gram or having a village where these Agnihotris are protected. Their only job is to chant mantras, do rituals for the Brahmanas, so the communities, so other people. So this is how Brahmanas are living there. So that's why it says here that Agnetvam, you, right? And Navyaha, so you are worthy of being praised, right? Then how it is Swasti Bihi. So Swasti Bihi, when you say here, Swasti means Mangalam. So Swasti means Mangalam, Bhadram, Kalyanam, auspiciousness. So Swasti, when you say. So Swasti Bihi means the one who is auspicious, or offering or using the means of, by giving happiness, you are worthy of being praised because you give happiness to us. Right? So then, Asman Parayo. Asman Parayo means you please cross me. Means you help me cross me this difficult life. So Asman means us. Right? Asmi means me. Asman, us. So it is a prayer by not only for you, it is a prayer for collective prayer. So whenever you pray, you don't pray for yourself. You pray for first of all, you pray for yourself. Then you pray also for the Jana Kalyana. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Correct? So you should be happy and other people should be happy. If other people are not happy, then you will not be happy. I can guarantee you that. Because we are all social animals. We are living in a community of people. So it is in our own selfish interest that other people are happy. So we always say that let the king be happy, let the Rajyam be happy, let the people be happy, Praja be happy. Right? Right. So we say, na, Praja cha swadhyaya pravachane cha, Prajanascha swadhyaya pravachane cha. So in Taittiriya Upanishad it is there, Dikshavali. So Praja cha swadhyaya pravachane cha, Prajanascha swadhyaya pravachane cha. Correct. Manushancha swadhyaya pravachane cha. So Satyamiti Satyamata Vadhitaraha. So all these are said in mantras because you want people to be happy. So Swasti Bihi. So Durgani. So Durgani, as I told you, is what obstacles. See, Durgani means our obstacles should be removed. So our obstacles should be removed. Durgani. And what obstacles? Vishwaha. All. See, you're not asking for one particular obstacle. You say that I want total freedom from all obstacles. So when we are asking for something, we must not be stingy. We must not be very... See, there's nothing wrong in asking the Bhagavan. You're only asking the Bhagavan who is the giver of everything. Our own physical body, intellect, etc. is a product of the Bhagavan. So we have got no shame in asking the Bhagavan to protect me. So you must not be very stingy, openly ask. So the prayer should be very deep and say, give me everything which I need for a comfortable life. Give me protection. Give me good sadbuddhi. Give me good satsangaha. All of them you ask so that you are protected. So that's what it says here. Asman Vishwa Durgani. So Agne, he, Tvam, you, Arayaha, means you cross, you help me cross. Nabhyo means worthy of praise. So Asman, Durgani Vishwaha Swasti Bihi. So for us, you give us happiness and not just all happiness. The entire world should be happy. So Vishwa, Durgani Vishwaha. Right? Swasti Bihi, we saw that it is actually happiness. Then, Puscha Prithvi. See, the word Puhu means here, talks about your hometown. So, hometown means our homeland. Or hometown, or if you're living in a particular place, your hometown should be happy. Right? And Prithvi means this lokam, or this earth, Prithvi, or the land, say. Then, Urvi, Urvicha. Urvi means what here? The plot of earth, or you can say the entire cosmos, the entire world which is there, the entire world. So you are asking for happiness for your hometown. Okay, your hometown should be Subhikshamarakana. You should be happy. Second thing is your earth where living should be happy. Means the world should be happy. Right? So you are not only asking for only your own home, you are asking for protection for yourself, number one. Second thing is you are asking for protection for yourself from all the Vishwaha, right? Vishwa Durgani. Correct. Then what are you asking for? My hometown should be protected. Correct. Correct. Aspin Grame, correct. We saw in Rudram, right?
So Asmin Grami, what even my Gramam should be protected, correct? So my homeland, my country, my whole Jagat should be protected, correct? And Bahula, so Puscha Prithvi Bahula. Bahula means in abundance. So in abundance. So Bahula. So Bahu means many, right? And Bahula means ample, you can say. Let there be ample, wealth, sukham, happiness in my hometown, in my country and the world, and also for me and all the surrounding people. So it's a complete prayer. What else you can ask? You can ask for your happiness. You can ask for your, people around your happiness. You're asking for your homeland, your hometown happiness. Then the city you're living happiness. Then the country you're living happiness. So let the entire system be flourished, nourished, and have ample wealth and enjoyment, happiness, so that I lead a comfortable life. At the end of the day, all this is asked for what? Durgani. So for protection of all these difficulties which are there, so that I can cross this. See, if your country is not well, your country is going through difficulty. If your hometown where you're living has got problems, civil war or something, unrest, something is there, then will you be happy? You will not be happy. Right? The world itself is undergoing a lot of changes now. See, the entire world in COVID, this is also COVID. The entire world is going through a dramatic change. People have adapted to this situation in a different manner. Nobody would ever thought that we will be like this. Right? So people are adapted, people are, accepted to the fact that this is going to be the life, or it can be worse also. Right? So all these things are what? They are actually forcing you to change your lifestyle, forcing you to accept things which you normally won't accept. Right? So protection is required. Right? So the pandemic time, Durga Suktam is to be chanted every day. In fact, the people who chant Durga Suktam every day, there is really no fear from them. You do not have to worry about anything at all, because it's a very complete and a powerful prayer in every respect. So, Agnetvam Paraya Nabhyo Asman Swasti Bihi Ati Durgani Vishwaha. Right? Then, Pu-cha means Pu-cha means what? And. Puhu means homeland, cha means and. Prithvi means the earth or the country which I'm living. You can also include the world also. Bahulana. So Bahula means ample. Urvi. Urvi here talks about the entire world. Okay. Bhava. So let Bhava mean what? You be there. So you be there as the protector. You should be always there as a protector. So the word Tokaya, Tanayaya, both of them are the same. It means what? Tokaha means children. Children and grandchildren. So for my children and for the grandchildren also, or any of the children you got, all of the children should be protected. So you're asking for not only you're asking for the community, the children, saying that you want to be protected and you be there as a protector. So Shaiyoho. Shaiyoho means what? Shaiyo means is happiness. Shaiyoho. Or the enjoyer of happiness. Right? So the first letter, Tokayaha means children. Okay. And Tanayaha means children of the children. So children and children of the children. So one day the son will get married. So you are asking in future also. Not only now. If somebody is going to be born,
oh, let them be happy also. So let them have, enjoy the life. They should not have any problem. So this particular thing is a complete prayer, complete, full, comprehensive prayer you cannot see anywhere else. So we look at this again. Agni tvam parayanabhyo, Agni tvam parayanabhyo, asman swasti biradi durgani vishwa, puscha prithvi bahulana urvi bhava, tokaya tanaya shanyoho. Okay. So, because in Taittiriya Brahmana, there's a lot of commentary there. So I don't want to elaborate too much. But Taittiriya Brahmana, there's a very long elaboration given by Sayanacharya. Bhashyam is there. Okay, next one. Next, we'll look at this one. Vishwanino, Vishwanino, Durgaha, Vishwanino, Durgaha, Jataveta Sindhum, Jataveta Sindhum, Vishwanino, Durgaha, Jataveta Sindhum, Nanava, Duritadibarshi, Vishwanino Durgaha Jataveta Sindhum Nanava Duritadibharshi, Agne Atrivan, Agne Atrivan, Manasa Grinano Smakham, Grinano Smakham, Bodhyavidha Tanuna. Okay. So, He Jatavedaha. See, Jatavedaha is again mentioned here. He Jatavedaha. Vishwani means Vishwaha here always talks about all. Okay. Vishwani. Right. So, He Jatavedaha. Tvam, you. Okay. So, you would add the word Tvam. Okay. So, Tam, you. Vishwanino means in entirety. Durgaha means you remove the obstacles, correct? Or the one who is the remover of obstacles. And Sindhum, Sindhum means here talks about Sindhuhu means the ocean, right? Sindhuhu means sea, ocean. So if you want to cross the ocean, you need a boat, at least a decent boat. And the boat also should be of the right, structure. You cannot cross a very, very turbulent sea in this very small boat, right? So you need a right type of boat also. So what it means is that, first of all, the sea itself is very, very, sometimes if you go to the ocean, it will be very, very calm, stillness, right? The still will be there. No turbulent waves. Suddenly when you go inside, the waves will be very big. Then there will be storm. There will be, tsunami. Everything will be there inside. So our life also is like this. Sometimes it's very, very quiet. No disturbance. Everything is going peacefully. Suddenly one big turn changes. One whole, upside down the world changes. Right? And we do not know how to handle it because we don't have the right boat. We don't have the right knowledge to handle it. So the boat here is supposed to be what? The knowledge. Or the jnanam which is required is when you have the right jnanam, right way of addressing the problem, then you will not be that much disturbed. So it is like the people who are riding the boats, they're sailing the boats. They are good sailors. They know to anticipate problems. They are trained in the particular aspect. So you also should be trained. Correct? That's what it says here. Sindhum na nava. Correct? So this word Sindhum Nava means you take me across the sea. The sea is talked about here, samsara kadal, samsara sagaraha. So samsaram is this entire process of transmigration, endless amount of birth and death. So it's called transmigration. We have cycled through many generations. The human body is, we have got here. It is not just because of this animal. We have been, amoeba, frog. It could be snake. It could be bird. It could be animal, plant. So there are 84 lakh species, unique species in this universe, and human being is one of them. So you can imagine that one in probability of 8,40,000 species is how much it is. So that's why he says what is difficult. Durlabaha, correct? Manusha Janma Durlabaha. See, Viveka Chudamani Adi Shankara says Nara Janma Durlabaha. So getting the human body, human life itself is a very, very great blessing. So one must never delay. One must never procrastinate, saying that, oh, next Janma I'll be there. Nobody knows next Janma how it will be there. This Janma itself you clear. Try to make use of what you can and come closer to the boundary line. Next Janma, if at all you are lucky, one may be able to, just do this last leg. Otherwise, you will run the whole marathon again. It's better to run the whole marathon and stop there and then wait and you can walk or something. If you don't start at all, the whole thing will be difficult. That's what it says here. He Jatavedaha Durgaha means the one who is the remover of all the obstacles. The word na, nava, see, naha, na, the word na means us. So you take us. So the word na means not negation here. The nava, it means what? You take me or take us on a boat and help us cross the Sindhum, right? And how? Duritam, right? So Duritam means again, there are two meanings. Durita means quickness, quick. Also Duritaha also means papangal. So unhappy situations, the pain situations. So you take us from this pain situation in a boat suitable for me to cross this ocean. And the ocean is supposed to be referred as samsara kadal. And here we are asking for jnanam. Right? You are praying to Durga for jnanam. So that when knowledge is there, then you can actually attack the obstacles. Don't have the knowledge is difficult. So Duritadi Barshi. So protection. So Abarshi means protection here, correct? So protection here. So Duritani is evils, or you can say so Atibarshi. So it's actually Atibarshi. Durita Atibarshi. You have to break like this. Duritaha Atibarshi. It means you take us beyond any protection offered. So there will be absolute protection. You take me to that place. So I do not have to come back and go through again the same ordeal again. So Atibarshi, when you say here, is take me to the safest land, safest place. Vishwanino Durgaha Jataveta Sindhum Nanava Dhuritadhibharshi. So if you want the word by word meaning, Vishwani means the entire world, or in entirety you can say. Durgaha means the obstacles which are present there, you remove. Right? And He Jatavedaha. So it's a prayer for He Jatavedaha, who is the protector of the entire universe, you remove. Durgaha. How do you remove this? By taking me on a boat, the Nava. Right? And Sindhum. So you take me on a boat and help me cross this sea of samsara. And Duritam Atibarshi. So By crossing the samsara, I'll be free from all the pains and I'll be taken to a place of ultimate protection. This is all again a prayer, all prayer. So when we chant the mantra, we chant mechanically, correct? So it is always good to learn the chanting way. But your prayer becomes intense, your prayer becomes connected if you know the meaning of the mantra. So when you chant the mantra now, you will understand, oh, Duritam means all papam. Adibarshi means take me to the protection. Nava, boat. Sindhum, ocean. So you're able to connect. And your concentration will be much better now than just mechanically saying chanting. People are chanting very fast. You also want to catch up. There's really no point in chanting fast. Swamiji used to tell, what is the point of chanting fast? So are you going to be in a competition? You are chanting for yourself. You are chanting for your own purity only. You're not chanting for somebody's, prowess. So even if you do once, you do it correctly. Then, he Agne, Atrivan. So, he Agne, so Atrivat, so it talks about just trying to see the best meaning for that. So Atri is supposed to be like it's like a rishi. It talks about here. See, Atrinam Maharshinam Chaturatre Karmani Yatha Stuyase Tatha Asmabi Manasa Stuyaman Asmaka Tanuna Rakshakho Bhavati. So it means what? Atrinam Maharshinam. So there is a rishi called Atri Bhrigu. Remember there's a, see, Atri Bhrigu Kutsa Vasishta Gautama Kashyapa Angis Vishaya. Hope people know that mantra, right? Gayatri Ushnika Brihati Pankti Trishtupu Jagat Chandamsi. Correct. So Atri also is Rishi there. So here Atri means just as Atri did mental, tapas mentally, correct? So Atrivan Manasa. So just like Atri Rishi did Manas tapas, correct? And Grinan, when you say here, Grinan means repeating. So it is repetition of the mantra again and again. So mentally you keep repeating this mantra again and again. Grinan. Asmakam, Grinanoho Asmakam. Means Asmakam means ourself. So Agni Devata here is being portrayed as the one who gave protection to Atri Rishi. And Atri Rishi was the one who prayed intensely through the mind. And Tanunam, when you say here, Tanuhu means the physical body. Okay. So just as the Rishi was praying for protection through his mind, which is Panasa, and Grinan, repeating again and again, Asmakam, in the same way for us also, you give us protection. So, Bodhihi, so Bodhya Vidha means, Bodham means knowledge here, right? So Bodham means knowledge or give us the vision. Right? Bodham. And Tanunam. Tanunam means what? Our physical body. So it says, you, just as Atri Rishi was given protection by you because of his mental, meditation mentally, and also the chanting of the mantra with the physical body, which is Kayikam, Vachikam, Manasam, etc. The same way you also gives protection. So what it says here, you'll have to do this Manasam chanting also. You have to do repeatedly chant this, not just once. So in fact, in the Arshavidya Gurukulam Parampara, we chant Durga Suttam daily. It is a ritual. Veda Suktam and Durga Suktam is chanted regularly. One should chant Veda Suktam.
Excuse me, Shankarji.
Ah.
Granana os makam. I want to tell please.
See, Grananaha means repetition. Asmakam means ourself. So, Asmakam. Right? So, Asmakam means ourself. So, Asmakam Saha Kudumbana when you say, right? So, that means ourself and Saha Kudumbana. All the other people are there. So, Asmakam means ourself, that me, ourself, protection. And the repetition of the mantra, which is Manasaha and Tanuhu. So, Tanunam means belonging to the body. So, through Kaikam and Manasam. Right? And Vachikam also is there. So, you can include Kaikam, Vachikam, Manasam. So, all the three types of, sadhana is there. So, you do all the three types of sadhana regularly. Grananaha means what? Repetition. So, you have to keep repeating the mantra. So, any mantra has got power only when you repeat. If you just say once and you forget about it for 1 month, you don't do it all, it has got no meaning. You have to have the mantra chanted regularly for the power to be there. So it's called Granana. So Granano Asmakam Bodhya Vidha. Vidha means in the way. So Vidham. And Bodhya Vidha means in that manner, give me knowledge. You protect us, give me knowledge. Bodhi. See? You got the meaning? You got the meaning, right? Okay. See, Tanu means physical body. Tanuna means belong to the physical body, of the physical body. Manasaha of the mind. Grananaha, Granano means what? Repetition. So, repetition of the mantra using the physical body, the mind. It is sitting in one place and repeating the mantra mentally also. And what example is giving? He's giving Atri Rishi. So Atri Rishi was the one who was doing this. And Agni had blessed this Atri Rishi. The same way you bless us. And we will also do the same thing as what Atri Rishi is doing. Right? So hey Agni, hey. So Agni Atrivan Manasa Grinano Osmakham Bodhya Vidha Tanuna. Hopefully you got the meaning, right? You got all the words. Next. Pratana Jitagum. See, all this are going down, okay? So, Pratana Jitagum. So, Pratana. And Jitagum, there is no swara. So, Pratana Jitagum. Sahamana Mugramadnigum. Sahamana Mugramadnigum. Pratana Jitagum. Sahamana Mugramadnigum. Huvema. Pratana Jitagum. Sahamana Mugramadnigum. Huvema. Parama Satastaat. Parama Satastaat. Pratana Jitagum. Sahamana Mugramadnigum. Huvema Parama Satastaat. Sanaf Parshadadi Durghani Vishwa Shamak Devo Atidhuritad Yagnihi. So, see, the word Jitam means victory. Jitan means the one who is victorious. So Pratana Jitam means victory over the enemies. Okay. Or the vanquisher of the enemies, you can say. So Pratana Jitam, when you say, he is the vanquisher of the enemies, of my enemies. So how do you do this when I say, you don't want to destroy the enemy.
It says that don't go and harm him. What it says is here, your enemies are actually not outside of you. All the enemies which are there inside of us. There's really no enemy outside. All the enemies which we see is within us. Our own thoughts, our own behavior, our own kama, krodha, lobha, moda, maha, matsarya, shadripuhu we have, correct? All these things, the 6 afflictions we call, correct? So kamaha, krodha, moham, lobham, moham, madam, matsaryam, 6. So all the 6 are there. They are enemies in all of us. They are in different proportion in different people. Some people have high matsaryam. So matsaryam is supposed to be the most dangerous. One has to be careful. You may have kamam, krodham, it's okay. There's not a single person in the universe who can say, I don't have to get angry. Everybody will get angry. There's not a single person who can say that I never get angry, sir. If you just say that word, do you never get angry? Yes, I never get angry. Are you absolutely sure you don't get angry at all? I just told you I don't get angry at all. No, but you must be getting angry sometimes, sometimes. It is not possible for, I told you, my friend, I don't get angry. See, now you're getting angry. I am getting angry now because same question you're asking 10 times, I'm getting angry. So, so the person eventually will accept that is angry. So even the most silent person can be agitated, can be provoked to become angry. So it is natural. It is in all of us, it is there. So what it says here is that one has to manage these things. You cannot avoid any of them. You cannot avoid desire, because if somebody says, I don't have a desire, then you say, why are you living in this world? If you don't have desire, mean why are you living in this world? There's a desire, something is there. Moksha also desire, correct? To become free also is a desire. So there's a desire there always. And kamam, krodham is there. So sometimes we get moham also attached to some things. Our own children, our own grandchildren become very, very attached. So everything is possible. So what it says here is, these are the enemies. Right? So pritana jitagum, we say. So pritanaha means the enemies, or the enemies, and jitagum means the Durga or the Agni is referred here as the remover of the enemies. So by chanting the mantra, by repeating this mantra again and again, the purification within us is more effective. Right? That's what it says here. Pritana jitagum. Correct. Then sahamanaha. See, sahamanaha means the one who is also the charger of the enemies. Sahamanaha, or the attacker of the enemies. So sahamanaha. How? Ugram. Ugram means ferocious. Correct. So Agni is worshipped here as the one who is the victorious person. Correct? He is the vanquisher of all the enemies. See, Agni, when you say here, is supposed to be the purification. Correct? So anything which you offer, even the gold also. The goldsmith, when you go, what does it do? He actually uses Agni only. Heat, fire. In the fire only, the gold is actually made purified and the color of the gold is seen. Otherwise, the gold will not be seen. It will be very dirty. The gold itself, when you see from a gold mine, you don't even want to look at the gold, because the stone itself is very dirty in color, unpolished, uncut, nothing even there. But what do? You take if you're given gold in the form, you don't know what is gold or not, because we do not know the value of it. But a person who knows the form, he will take it to the goldsmith, correct? He will say, look, I got this stone from the mine. Can you extract gold from it? So he has a process of extracting. So he will put it in the fire. The fire actually, what does it? It burns and the gold shines. Right? So purification is being done in the Agni. So Agni is supposed to be the purification Devata. That's why we always have Agni worship is there. We never have any karma without Agni. Anything you do, even if you want to offer a leaf also, you have to do it in the Agni and then take it out. So if you got any puja at home, any priest who comes to your house, you will see that they will actually say that even the offering which you do, right, has to be sanctified first before you offer into the fire. So the fire has to first purify all the items. That means the leaves, the mango leaves which is used for doing the ajya, the ghee which is used to pour into the fire, also is sanctified first by showing it into the fire. So it's all symbolic. Means what? You have to cleanse yourself. You have to cleanse all the items which has been offered into the fire. Then it becomes purified. That's what it says here. So pritana jitagum. So prita means the enemies, and jitagum means the conqueror of the enemies. Sahamanaha, the attackers. So there are also people who are attackers. So invaders, you can call them. So there are people who invade. So invaders, when you call here, there's no physical outside invaders. Invaders are all our thoughts. So thoughts invade into us. So our own, interest, our own anger, etc. are called the enemies. There are also other things which come and invade us when we are not even ready. So we want protection from all of them. Correct? That's why it says here, and ugram. So pritana jitagum ugram agnigum. So Agni is supposed to be of the nature of ugram. Agni is never very silent. You can never expect Agni to be very, very mild, don't burn. No. Agni, when you feed Agni, you are finished. Agni will actually take over everything. Right? Because Agni nature is to what? Is to flare. So when you have Agni means it's actually supposed to be very ferocious. That is nature. And Agni, if you look at the Sapta Jihva, it's also called Sapta Jihva. So there are 7 colors in the fire. And the topmost of the fire, the tongue, is of saffron. I don't know if you noticed it. The topmost of the fire, if you have, it will be olive of orange color, because the saffron indicates sannyasa vritti. It's supposed to be where, after all the things are offered into the fire, they are all assembled and only those final things taken out. Okay. So it's called, the saffron is there. Then, so Sahamanaha means the enemies, and Ugram means fierce, and Agni means fire. Okay, Agnigum. Paramat Sadastat. So, see Paramat Sadastat means I am elevating you to a highest level, or the Agni is being elevated to the highest level. Right? So Parama Sadastat, from the highest place of assembly, you can say this. So you have to invoke the Agni from the highest point. So if you offer the fire, right, you never offer the ghee from the side. Have you seen that? So whenever you offer any Agni, you always pour from the top, correct? So you invoke the Agni from the top. So the moment you add the ghee, it will again flare up. You don't get afraid and say, oh my God, it is burning my finger, so let me go sideways. Swadhyaya will say, the Shastri will say, no, you have to only offer like this. You cannot offer this way or come that way. You have to offer only on the sides. So the method of doing also is important, correct? So that's what it says here, Paramat Sadastat. So it talks about rituals. So from the highest place of assembly, Huvema. So I am calling you, or we are calling you, Huvema. Or we are invoking. So Huvema means Aviham or Avahanam. So Avahanam, when you say, Avahanam means what? Invoking. So Huvema means I invoke
the fire, Bhagavan, hey, from the highest point, not from the lowest point, I invoke you from highest point. Thereby, you remove all the enemies. Pratanajitagu, Sahamanaha, all the invaders also you remove. Right? So I am calling you Huvema. So, Pratanajitagum. So, you got the meaning? So, Pratanajitagum, Sahamana, Ugram, Agnigum, or belonging to the Agni, Huvema. I am invoking you, he Agni Devata, from the highest point, Paramat Satastaat. Got it? So, Pratanajitagum, Sahamana, Bhugramagnigum, Huvema Parama Satastaat. Then Sanaf Parshadadi Durgani Vishwa Kshamaddevo Ati Duritad Yagnihi. So again Vishwani. See again the Vishwa, all. Durgani means all the obstacles, all pains. Then Kshamaddevo. So it's called Devaha here. So Shamaddevaha, Shamad means the one who is the remover or the extinguisher of all sorts of pains is being invoked here. So here the Agni is called Devaha. See, Kshamad Devaha. So Devo means belong to Devas, so Devaha. So Shamad Devo. So Saha means that Agni. So Saha means what that. Right. So this Agni that I am calling, this Agni is a Devaha, and Vishwani Vishwakshama Devo Ati Duritad Jagnihi. So again Duritam. So Duritam and Durgam, they are same, Durga. So Duritaha means all the mistakes which we commit. Duritam. Papangal. And because of Papangal, you have Duritam. You have the Durga. You know, the obstacles. So because of the papangal we commit, papas we commit, we have all the obstacles. So you protect us from not making mistakes, thereby you protect us from the obstacles. So he Devaha, Agni. Right? And Duritad Yagnihi, say Agnihi, you protect us from this. Right? So Barshadadhi, Adi means what? Beyond, right? And Barshi means protection. So Sa Naha, Naha means what? Us. So not Naha means negation, it's not negation here. See, Naha means us. Okay, so just like just protect me or protect us, that Agni protect us from protecting what? Barshi Adhi means protect us from everything that is beyond everything. And what is that? Durgaha, Durgani means obstacles. And Vishwa means all obstacles, which is present in everything. Right? All three types of tapaha, tapatrayaha. Right? Adi Bhautikam, Adhyatmikam, Adi Dhaivikam. So we get all the three types of obstacles. Right? Obstacles we get from Bhagavan also, like thunder, lightning, flood, famine. They're all Adi Dhaivikam. Adhyatmikam is obstacles caused by one's own problems. Not ready, tiredness, legs not working, headache, sugar problem, anything which is there is our own problem. Right? Then you got, Adi Bhautikam. So problems created by the people around you. So you will be ready to study. Somebody will come and knock on the door. Somebody will send a message, somebody will call. Correct? So you want to go and attend. So they're all, the obstacles created by people around us. Broadband may not work, internet may not work, Zoom may not work. All are Adi Bhautika. So all these obstacles are there at that level. Plus, we have got our own obstacle at our own level. We can go right up to the deepest level and we can articulate why I am suffering. Right? So everybody has got their own variety of problems. And each of them will have different. Like my problem is different from yours. Somebody will be more intense. Okay. So he says all of them. So Vishwa, when I say here, you protect us from all sorts of obstacles. So Sa Naha Barshi Adhi. Barshi means protect us from, Adhi means total protection. From what? Durgaha means all obstacles. Then Duritad Agnihi. Durita means what? All the mistakes or the errors which I'm committing, you protect me from that. He Devaha. So Vishwaha Kshamad Devo. So Devaha is Agni here. He Agnihi. Kshamaha means the one who is capable of destroying is called Shamaha. Shamad Devo. So the adjective for Deva is given as Shamaha. The one who can remove the obstacles called Shamaha. So Pratana Jitagum Sahamana Mugramadnigum Huvema Parama Satastaat Sanaf Parshadhadi Durghani Vishwa Kshamaddevo Atidhuritad Yagnihi. Is it clear? I'll just repeat from first mantra onwards so that you know how to chant. Okay. Om Jata Vedase Sunavama Soma Marati Yato Nidahati Vedaha Sanaf Parshadadi Durghani Vishwa Naveva Sindhum Dhuritad Yagnihi Tamagnivarnam Tapasa Jwalanti Vairochanim Karma Paleshu Jushtaam Durgham Devi Ghum Sharanamaham Prapadhye Sutarasitarase Namaha Agni Tvam Parayanabhyo Asman Swasti Bhirati Durghani Vishwa Puscha Prithvi Bahulana Urbhi Bhava Tokaya Tanayaya Sanyoho Vishwanino Durgaha Jataveta Sindhum Nanava Dhuritadhibharshi Agne Atrivan Manasa Grinano Smakam Bodhyavita Tanuna Pratana Jitagum Sahamana Mugramadnigum Huvema Paramat Satastaat Sanaf Parshadadi Durghani Vishwa Kshamaddevo Atidhuritad Yagnihi. Is it clear? So you have to watch the swaras, you have to chant properly. Because Durga Suktam has got lots of swaras up and down. So where the swara has to go down, you have to go down. Where this flat swara, you have to be flat. Where Dirgha swara, you have to go up. Okay. Any questions from anyone in this class? Anyone has got anything to ask? All clear? Okay. I think I'm happy that I was very clear. I don't know. So maybe, but if you've got any questions, you can always ask next class. Okay. So the recording also is available on YouTube. So you can practice the recording and you can write your own notes later on also. Om Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Namaste. Shubhratri to all of you. Hari.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Okay, thank you. Hari.
Thank you, Shankarji.
Okay, thank you. Hari.
Shankarji, thank you.
Thank you.